What? What's going on? Is that a slurp I hear?
One second. You wouldn't know about this chili because this is Canadian.
All the good shits in Canada,
This
I
is
hear.
called Tim Hortons coffee. And I
Is that right?
know there's a Canadian in this chat called Young Hoser. Who's actually a good example of what this is all about now that I think about it here in these last couple minutes. But yeah, we can get into that in a bit. How you doing, Chili? What's going on,
I'm
man?
good. Yourself? I haven't talked to you much today. It's crazy.
I know, it's like we've spent all day in Discord but not talking to each other.
Yeah, just sitting here, just thinking. Our minds going at a million miles an hour.
I know. Okay, so hello everyone in the chat. There's like 10 people in here. Looks like a lot of people that are our friends. Shout out to Jimmy here. I know he asked for one in Discord. Prox OG. Prox was being really toxic earlier, Chili, when you were playing CS, and he was saying that he was not going to watch. He was just flat out saying he wasn't gonna do this
Typical Prox.
and be a part of
What
this.
do you expect, honestly?
He had to. I thought maybe he was gonna watch some e-girls, but he's here.
Oh,
So thank
don't roast the
so,
man.
so thank you, Prox. I appreciate that.
We are the e-girls.
I know we are the Ears. First of all, Jimmy Hoser, how's the music in the background? Can you guys see Chili? Okay, this actually took a long time to set up this overlay. It looks pretty simple, but it took us forever for us to be able to hide stuff and show you what we want to show you. So that's good. So Chili, let's kick this thing off. I think most of the people in here know us, but for those that don't, my name is Krungey or Kyle. I'm not going to tell you my last name, but it's probably pretty easy to figure out. I'm from Toronto, Ontario. This live stream is coming from just under the CN Tower. The CN Tower is right there. And I've been playing WoW since like I started playing like a week before BC came out. I was 14 years old. I didn't want to go to school, so I faked appendicitis, and I stayed home. And my brother had already been playing this game on the computer that I didn't really pay attention to. And I faked appendicitis. My brother said, "Hey, you should try this while you're gone from school." So I played it, and I was out of school for like 4 or 5 days, and that's how I fell in love with it.
Classic move, faking appendicitis to stay home from school.
Yep. First character I ever made was a Night Elf Druid. I didn't get out of Teldrassil. Yeah, and then I went to the BC Midnight, like, sell or whatever, Midnight thing at EB Games. I guess that's like our GameStop in Canada.
You call it what? EV games?
It's called EB Games, Electronic
Yeah.
Boutique. Is that in the States?
We had that, and then I think our local EB turned into a GameStop. I'm pretty sure. So I think they were like a franchise that was similar or something. I don't know how it worked, but yeah, we had it.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so me and my brother went to EB Games, and I couldn't believe that people would wait up till midnight for a video game at that time. But yeah, so I was astonished at that. Me and my brother came home. My mom drove us back, and I made a Blood Elf Paladin. The Blood Elf Paladin you see right here, actually on the screen.
Do you happen to know the date that you created that character? The day of PC's launch? Is that when it was?
But it wouldn't have been right at the launch because we didn't get in. We didn't get into after the install on our computer. I don't know. Look, it's probably the day after. Burning Crusade.
Yeah, so we have very similar. Mine was like February 13th for Chillybeef, the other character you see in your peripheral. So we're these characters are very similar age.
That's crazy. It says, World of Warcraft: The Burning Crusade, the first expansion set for the MMORPG World of Warcraft. It was released on January 15th, 2007 at midnight. So it would have been the 15th or 16th that this dude was made.
Throwback. I still have a screenshot from the first day I made this character. I have many screenshots, in fact.
Can you I don't know, can we send... This is going to really test our overlays if you send me this.
Yeah,
Let's try it. Let's try it.
All right, let me get it. Hang on. I gotta go here.
While you do that.
Continue while I find it.
Yeah, while you do that. Gavin, thank you. Yeah, you're right. But since it's WoW, we thought about that. Since the WoW music, we're playing the game, it should work, so that's good. But thank you.
Here's a.
Let's see
prop
this
from
thing.
it.
Okay, let's see how quickly.
That's not what that is. To clarify, the original image is cropped from it, my character, but I still had the tuxedo shirt and pants in my bank from the day I made this character, and I recreated the screenshot, but I put the old me next to the new me, and it was like right after the 10-year mark of the character.
That's funny. You were the white Tauren boy too, eh?
Yep.
That's exactly. So funny.
Notice the horn, notice the facial hair, everything's the same.
Yeah, that's crazy. The broken horn. Okay. Yeah, my name for my first druid, I can't say it on stream. Let's just say I was 14 and let's just leave it at that. He quickly got flagged for name change, and I thought I had to delete the character. But he's now named Shoreclaw is his name, and he's on Korgath Alliance.
Edgy, I like it.
Edgy, I know, Shoreclaw. It's because my high school was called Nantire Shores, and he was a druid, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll call him Shoreclaw. But anyway, we digress. Yeah, so I guess I'll tell these guys a little bit about what I play now, what guild I'm in, and then Chili, I'd like you to do the same. I obviously play a wheelchair Ret Paladin. A little bit controversial of a class this expansion, but I've essentially, through my tenure in WoW, switched between either my Death Knight playing both Frost and Unholy, or this Ret Paladin with a very, very brief stint as a Mage Boy. What about yourself, Chili? I think I know this answer.
Oh, for what I play? I don't know. Hang on. I have so many alts. Let me just run through. I Chillybeef, the Balanced Druid, and then the next day I'll play Chillybeef, the Balanced Druid, and hang on, let me type /played here. 213 days, 16 hours in game at this level. 410 total.
410 total. So before, obviously Legion is your most played expansion. Before this, what was your most played?
Wrath, easily.
Wrath?
I hit. So I made this character as an alt to play with my friends who played Horde back in middle school.
Okay.
And I just kind of played it casually while I raided on my my Alliance Hunter, named of course Fiery Stallion. I still got him. Fiery Stallion. He was a dwarf hunter, and he had fucking red hair and a big fiery red beard.
That's
OG homie.
That's your Discord picture.
Yeah, my Discord picture is Fiery Stallion. Indeed, it is. So this was just an alt to play with my friends, and I didn't really it was level 36 when Wrath came out, and I was halfway through leveling my Hunter to max, and all my friends switched to Horde, hard switched. I'm like, well, I got to do that too. So I leveled Chillybeef up. I hit cap early enough to raid an axe, and I remember I leveled as Feral. I was 78, and my cousin Chase was like, dude, you gotta play balance. It's broken right now. It's nuts the damage people are doing. I didn't know how to fucking raid.
Was that Nax?
Yeah, Nax.
Nax, okay.
Nax 25 is what we did with our guild. I'd only just done meme shit on my hunter because it's a hunter, and in BC it was a marksman hunter, and you press 2 buttons. That's it. You could literally macro it. You could do a 1-button macro, and it was 2 abilities or some shit. I don't remember. But I didn't have raid experience, so I didn't know that I had to play certain specs or whatever. Yep. So I switched to balance at 78, 2 levels before I hit max. The rest of that character's history was as Feral. And within those 2 levels, I learned while I continued to level and just kind of hopped into Nax Ramus. I did shit DPS. I took all the cloth spirit gear because I had no gear. And to me, spirit added hit rating. So I'm like, oh, well, I need to get that so I don't have to have hit on my gear, and I can have other shit. And I didn't even I was just being greedy. It was an epic, and I thought it was cool. So I rolled on all the fucking cloth gear, and I won much of it.
You're so edgy.
So, I know, dude.
You're so edgy,
dude. I was 14 during Nax. Wrath was my most played. I played all of every tier except for Ulduar, which I regret thoroughly because people tell me now that Ulduar was some of the best raid content they've ever made.
Yeah.
I started Kata with my cousin Chase, the same group of friends from middle school.
Mm-hmm.
We made a guild on Ysera Horde. So we basically had, if anyone happens to know about the history of that server, you would probably know it because of Midwinter. They were on Ysera Alliance.
Yep.
We were Horde. And the only competition we had was Late Night Pain Train. And with that said, Late Night Pain Train was not very good.
They
were not good, but it was a good name, and the name was well known in the community. We were shit. We were 40th on Ysera. Even it was really bad. So that guild fell apart, and the only place we could find to move together, because there was 6 of us with Area 52.
Yep.
So we came into this big guild that had a 10-man team and a 25-man team, and they had room for 4 on the 25-man team.
That's crazy.
So I was on vacation going to my cousin Matt's house, different cousin. And it was like one of the first days I was like raiding with these guys, and it didn't register to me as a concept that you would not be in for every pull of a boss, for every boss. So when they told me to sit outside the instance and to let me know, like, okay, they used me for the first boss, they're like, sit outside the instance and they'll let me know when they need me again. I was like, what? What do you mean? You want me to sit out and do nothing?
Wait, what? So I don't play the game? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I just sit here and I don't play anything. So I sat out there and I'm at my cousin's house on vacation. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I playing this game? So I just, and also it didn't help because in Kata, I hated Balance Druid. I was bad at it. I was pretty good. I felt like I was pretty good in Wrath, but I just did not understand Kata balance. So I quit. And I didn't play again from the first tier of Kata until right before Warlords and Warlords pre-patch.
Wow.
And then I played for most of Warlords, but I didn't rate it a really high level. I did some Mythic, but I didn't really push anything. I knew people. Like, I was in Goodfellas, which is the origin of Reclear and Kappa and those guilds.
I remember seeing Goodfellas around.
And they were a pretty good guild at the time on the server. They weren't like way up there like Reclear was known to be, but they were pretty good. I raided with Nas and all those guys. And then I quit because I don't know. I wasn't feeling it at the time, even though I was offered a spot. I just kind of quit. It fizzled out for me. That was during BRF.
Yeah.
I came back for HFC to raid with my buddy Taz, who I had known on the server for a long time from a previous guild I was in.
We've got some Reclear fans in the chat right now.
Oh, hell yeah.
And we also have a sorry to interrupt your story, Chili, but we actually have an A52 gang celebrity here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he just followed the stream. He's trying to interrupt us with Kappa Pride flags and some cheers. His Twitch name is, hang on, let me
Area 52 Rock? Area 252.
who just cheered 69 bits. I can't do math, but thanks for all these bits, dude. That's a lot of bits.
Yeah, that's very well appreciated, El Rat.
Yeah,
dude. You're a good man.
Yeah, you're
a good rodent.
You're supporting it.
This is what Area 52 is all about, by the way, is just the squad coming in and hanging out.
Yeah, Ratto. So if you look at our starting soon screen, you can see some of the boys here. So Chili is the boom or the Tauren in the back. Obviously, he makes guitars. That's the origin of that, and that's his sub emote. And then I'm the paladin here, and then this is Rat, the gentleman cheering with all these bits. He's sitting on my sword.
Yeah.
Because I stole his Proto Drake.
He's yeah, that's the Proto Drake up in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Rat's an important part to the community.
He is.
And he knows it.
Yeah, he is. He's big. What do you mean you can't see? You can see it.
Gary's just blind. It's literally right in the center of the screen.
I know. We got some new follows here. If I butcher your name, I'm so sorry. So Himskara, thanks for the follow. You keep spam following, and I know what you're trying to do. Tony Deacon, Gambers, thanks for the follow. Young Hoser and Area 52 Rat, thank you guys. Okay, so that's a good background on Chili. I played most of my time in Wrath as well, Chili, on that DK. Me and some homies from real life, so from my high school, had this guild, and we thought it was so cool that we were raiding in World of Warcraft together.
It is fun. Did you raid during high school, like when you were still at high school, or was it buddies from back then?
No, we were in high school raiding. We
That's
started.
fun to do, man.
Yeah, we started. I remember my first run on my DK was Nax 25, and I was a little bit late to the party. I was playing hockey and stuff. I didn't play as much as I wanted to, but I remember my DK got like 4 set and the 2-handed weapon from Kel'Thuzad, so I went from like Savage Serenite gear to like full shit right away, which was great. And then me and my real life buddies, we were on Eldre Thalis Alliance, and we cleared ICC and all that stuff, so that was fun. And then I've essentially played on and off heroic mythic guilds since then, and then a lot in this expansion since Wrath, but yeah.
I like it.
Okay, so with this being the first podcast and the first time Chili and I doing this, thanks for the more bits, Rat. We kind of wanted to give you guys a bit of a rundown on what we wanted to do. We're honestly just doing this for fun. There's no like goal here. The main thing is really community. So we kind of wanted to bring you guys a place or have almost like a forum, like an intermediate forum where people around Trade Chat or people around Area 52 where you've kind of seen names or guilds before, and you know who people are, but you don't really know them. So that's kind of where we thought of this. And Chili and I have been streaming our raids quite a bit. Both of our respective guilds have been playing a lot together, and we just kind of said this as a joke, and we said, hey, why not just try it? So that's the whole kind of goal of this podcast, is to have this, community forum, late night, after dark, hang out, chill and chat, do whatever, talk shit, whatever. Chili will play the guitar. We'll make him play the guitar at some point. And yeah, that's kind of the goal here. Did you want to add to that, Chiller?
Yeah, just a little bit. So in terms of bringing this community together, I think Area 52 is a very unique place because they're big servers, right? But I think Area 52, at least of the places I've been, and I have been here for a long time. I've been here for 8 years. There was a brief stint on Skull Crusher where I went to finish the tier, and I met some great guys. I'm very, very glad I ended up in the guild I did, even though other guilds hit me up. We got them back here, and I'm happy to be in the position we're in right now.
Yeah.
But considering Area 52 my home, of all the servers I've been on, and it hasn't been that many, but I feel like Area 52 is a big server, but it's a server where a lot of people know each other, or at least they know of each other. Like, you see a lot of stuff said in trade chat. You see a lot of people doing things.
Definitely.
They're kind of doing their own thing. But what I've been doing this expansion, I've just been hanging out, man. I like hanging with people and talking to them. I don't care if you're like a really good raider or you're a really bad raider. It doesn't matter to me. If you're a cool guy and I like hanging out with you, then I'm gonna fucking reach out and just be cool about shit because it's fun, man. Some of my friends honestly are some of the worst raiders you've ever seen in the history of this game, and some of my friends are like the top raiders you've ever seen in this game. And it doesn't, to me, it makes no difference for you as a human being. So with that said, I'd like to, if I can play a small part in breaking down the barriers that some people have walled up with themselves, where they separate themselves or separate from others because of skill or the guild or whatever, I want to break that down because, there are people that you could end up being very good friends with right now who you don't talk to because they're in SPK or they're in fucking, I don't know, what's another, like they're in Alacrity or whatever, and you don't know that. If you just talk to someone like you're on the level playing field with them because you're both humans, you might make good friends, and that's what we're all about.
We're all humans. I'm a blood elf. Chili's a Tauren, but we're all humans. Yeah, I think that's awesome, man. And it wasn't through obviously a podcast, but Chili and I actually met by me spamming my stream in general chat in Antorus. Like, I don't even know, when was that? That was like November.
You guys were killing ENR. Well, Antorus wasn't out in November, but
end of December.
ENR,
December. It was, yeah, it was a
long
time ago.
We were hard stuck on MNR because we sucked, and you guys were on ENR, I think, and you guys were spamming. You were putting your stream in trade, and Wet Boys had a history of finding people who streamed on Area 52, and we would just like go in there and not necessarily be like mean or anything, but we would just meme. We would just meme with them, about them, whatever, and we made a couple friends that way. And I don't know if the other guys had the same idea, but I thought, because the reason we actually became friends is, in addition to that, I followed you because the other people were following you to get their name up there. And the next time you went live, I just clicked your stream because it popped up, and it was just you and me. That was it. There was no one else in that stream. It was just you and me, and you were doing shit on Argus or something, and I was just sitting there hanging out talking.
Yeah.
And that's how I've met a lot of good people on this server.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and that's
what we want to do here, honestly.
That's kind of the goal here, and so it's a prime example now. Chili and I have been running. It started out as Mythic Plus for, I guess, like the last 7 or 8 months, roughly. Yeah, Antorus was out in November, the end of November.
It must have been the very end, yeah. But you guys were on ENR then.
Yeah, I got people...
November 30th, all right. So by like one day. All right, sorry, chat.
Yeah, we got some people. Big Green Bush says you're handsome, and he says that...
Mythic was not out in November.
You're right.
That's what we were talking about. There we go, gotcha.
We were on Mythic... Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. Anyways... We met through Twitch, essentially. We met through this kind of medium forum. I'd obviously knew who Wet Boys were when you guys were in there. I'd seen you guys in trade chat fucking memeing. But yeah, so that's kind of the goal of this podcast. That's what we want to do. We'll sprinkle in a little bit of news, Blizz news, some topics, whatever. But the whole point of this is Chili and I are pretty intertwined in the Area 52 community, roughly. So we want to give you some either juicy gossip or some news that's going around the server that you can't really get at another medium. You can't get on some website, maybe the Area 52 Discord or Reddit, but this is where we'll socialize it. Okay.
And hopefully we'll have a good time doing it.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have a little bit of fun. We've got a bunch of people in the chat, so thanks for coming in, guys. If It looks like my trade chat's working. I suggested Tony. If anyone wants to, by the way, come chill with us in Dalaran. Whisper Krungey in game, and we're in the inn in Dalaran, in the middle of Dalaran, near the Horde Bank. Come hang out with us. Cool. Okay, so first on the docket here, Blizzard News Chili. Number one thing that you guys have probably seen on your launchers, we certainly saw it. Blizzard Weekend Sale Event. So it looks like right now you guys, well, people who aren't subbed to the game, which I don't think anyone in the chat is, but if you have some friends, you can come back to the game for 2 days for free, get reaccustomed, get ready for pre-patch, all that fun stuff, get ready for BFA, and to do the whole Sylvanas Scream for the Horde thing. Yeah, and all character transfers, character stuff is 25% off, so that's big. I might bring Shoreclaw over to the Horde for the first time ever. Maybe Chillybeef can give him some boomy lessons. Yeah, Cap wants to chill with the boys. Kate, I'm inviting some people. Oh my God, we have to make this a raid group. Raid group on night one.
Are, man.
Are you
yeah,
serious?
Dude,
Let's
we got
go.
The squad out here.
Come on over. Where's that rat boy?
You want me to suggest Ratto?
Yeah, suggest. Oh, I have him on Real ID too. I'm gonna leak his Real ID. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna be able to look at stream. Anyway, so yeah, weekend sale event. Chili, you play one character, so I can't imagine you transferring anyone. But thoughts on that?
I thought about buying a boost or something. I don't know. I have my cousin. I hooked him up because I was gonna get him. I was gonna buy him the expansion with gold because I have so much laying around.
Yeah.
But the way you can't gift that, and you can't gift balance with existing balance. So you either have to use your credit card, or what we were gonna do is he was gonna get on with the sub.
Mm-hmm.
I could also gift him a sub, but like with whatever. So he was gonna get on with the free 2-day sub. I was gonna give him the gold, and then he was gonna use the gold to turn into balance and buy the expansion.
Gotcha.
We haven't done that yet because I don't want to give him my A52 gold if I don't have to. I thought we were gonna do sales tonight, and the sales would have given me enough on off servers for him to do it. But hopefully we'll see. That will happen tomorrow.
Look what we're turning the fucking Area 52 Dalaran Inn into. This is Moonguard.
Yeah, I mean that's what
Rat is turning this.
Rat's the fucking. He's the center of attention right now, and that's how it should be.
That's so fucking funny. What's going on? This is sick. This is exactly what we wanted on night one. This is great. Since it's Area 52 After Dark, I don't really want to keep this PG. We have our first troll in the chat, Chili. This came actually a little bit slower than I thought, to be honest with you. We have someone named. Ready for this?
Oh no, I know who he is.
Who is it? Is it an actual troll?
Yeah. Well, it's someone from a meme that we won't talk about because I'm not trying to go down that avenue. But I think you can guess. It's no one that you've met or know, but it's. I mean, I don't even know their exact identity, but you know, they'll do what they want to do.
That's okay. That's okay. Welcome.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Welcome to the stream,
my friend.
Enjoy it. Maybe
I'm having a good time.
Maybe be nice for once. Okay, cool. What was next? What do we have next here? MDI results. So.
Ooh, I like this one.
Did you watch it all today?
I watched a little bit. I had my family dinner today, but I caught in between. Yeah,
Cool.
I caught a little bit of it.
So here, I don't know if I showed you this, but you know I'm moving, so let's show other people. So here's my condo, guys. So that is all boxes. Everything I have, with the exception of my computer and my TV, is in boxes. So I was watching the MDI, and I move tomorrow. Another condo in Toronto, but yes, that's what I was doing. So I got a lot of time to procrastinate and watch this. And yeah, what are your initial thoughts? What are you thinking?
Well, of course, I'm going to be cheering for Coach Mitt and the boys, as we have a little bit of history with those guys. They're good people.
Yep.
Some real life mutual friends with Mitt. Mitt's a really good guy. You know, the other guys are cool too. We know them, but for me, the connections with Mitt, and especially because we play the same spec and everything. I've talked to him before. You know, he was pushing MDI shit. But I'm rooting for them hardcore. I was very impressed with what I saw in the regionals, and so far things are looking good, man. I'm hoping they can keep this up, because if they pull something out and they actually show the world that like NA still has some PvE potential,
Yeah.
I want no one more to be the people to do that than these guys.
Yeah, I'd agree. It kind of sucks that I like Shakib, and before I knew who Mitt was through you, obviously, because you're a mod in this chat. But I knew who Shakib was because Shakib was Canadian, and I'm obviously Canadian. So
you naturally know him, your best friend.
yeah, we're all. I
Live
buy.
down the street from him.
Yeah, I buy my fish off Shakib. So that's kind. I couldn't agree more, man. Mitt's a good guy. I actually subbed to Mitt, Twitch Prime, by the way. And yeah, I hope they win. I'm a little bit biased towards them as well. But what I did want to talk about here, actually, and I have the browser up for everyone. I was watching the Method NA Round 1, Game 3, it looks like, against Sunsky. So in Map 2, BRH. So GN Fan, if I'm saying that right, he did that Arcane Mage. I don't know if it's a bug or whatever the spell steal was, or we have to interrupt that Arcane Explodey dude. He was doing 12 million DPS on the first Ilisana, which was it Ilisana? What's that first boss's name?
I don't even know the name, dude, but I know this bug. I saw it in the regionals. And you know what? It sucks that it's in here because if you look at to talk about a little bit broader here, the MDI has some growing pains. They're new. You know, this event is new. Blizzard has done some legit like LAN events with Arena, but they're kind of like in terms of the grand scheme of like competitive gaming, they're kind of new to this thing. And okay, so it doesn't make sense to me that they would fix the Medivh bug. So there was a similar bug that involved arcane mages, but it involved doing a strat and a build that no one would ever bring to an MDI because you had to lock in your comp.
Yeah.
So to do this bug, it was on Upper Karazhan, and on Medivh, if you brought a warrior tank, Omega Lol, the warrior tank could spell reflect Medivh's arcane missiles. And the way arcane missiles works as a tank buster is it gives you a stacking debuff that makes you take more arcane damage. If you spell reflect that, you don't take that at all, and the boss gets it. So everything does 100% per stack more arcane damage. And that meant boomkins and mages could blow it up. And we discovered, I mean, people knew about it, but we stumbled upon it by accident doing keys with some people from Mitt's chat.
Yeah.
And, I was kind of hyped for it because it was fun to do that on Upper. It was fun, it was a nice little cheese. They fixed it specifically for the MDI. That's the reason they patched it.
So why isn't this one changed?
Exactly. I don't understand the inconsistency between these bugs. If you're going to fix one bug, especially it's the same spec, the only difference is what you require to do this arcane mage bug in BRH is actually a really, really good comp. You can bring this comp to every key. You can use this comp in every key in a regional or a final. Mm-hmm. So why are they leaving this one in that allows strange cheese potential and not the one that no one's even going to use in the MDI? Leave that and let us have fun with our 15s or whatever. And don't, there's no reason to patch it and not the other thing. That's my big issue with it. In terms of its competitiveness, it's a great way to guarantee a map against a team that doesn't also have an arcane mage.
Yeah.
But the other team will just counter with a map that the arcane mage isn't good for because you're stuck with that arcane mage, right? So, or I think they may be able to play other specs with the same class. I'm not sure. Regardless, this happened to Method in the regionals.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, when they were just near winning the regionals, I forget which team it was, but one of the other teams used this bug naturally because everyone was using it, and they lost. Of course, there's nothing you can do against it. But they just came back. They picked the maps they picked, let them win in the next match. So as long if they're going to use some cheeky strat like that, there at least is a way to come back from it, and at least that's its saving grace. But,
yeah. Like, I was watching this happen today, and as a former mage player, I was interested in seeing him. Like, I was interested in seeing them break from the norm. And I hope this happens in the future, where it's not like just Windwalker monks and all that. I hate seeing that, but it's cool. But I don't know. I like to see the diversity. So when I was watching this, Method NA got to the second boss in BRH, the Edgelord Demon Hunter girl. They got to the boss first, and if I'm reading this correctly, Sunsky killed the boss 12 seconds earlier. And I watched them sit down and eat food and stuff, because I think it was Grievous. It was Tyrannical Grievous bursting. So I'm like, okay, well, Method's going to cruise by here, and then they're going to start the boulders, the rocks, not Dwayne The Rock Johnson like the boulders in the Spire. and I was amazed. I couldn't believe the amount of damage that that GN fan was doing, and he even got targeted by whatever that beam was, and he still did 12 million damage at the end of it, which was crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts.
What I do hope they do with the MDI, and Gavin, who's in the chat, your GM in Vestige, he said this today, was I hope they get into like the player cams and stuff like they do in League of Legends and Overwatch.
Yeah.
Like Blizzard can do that stuff. They've already done it.
It was wasteful of them not to do it. Maybe they just couldn't get it set up in time, but they had so much time to prepare. It doesn't make sense to me because that would have made this event so much more enjoyable to watch.
I know.
They had all the resources for it. I don't know why they didn't do it.
Yeah, I hope they're kind of just spinning their wheels and I guess getting ready for the season 1 of the MDI for BFA. But regardless, from the first MDI to this one, I think even after day 1, it's a success. I'm actually watching the rerun too. But yeah, I thought it was good. I hope Method pulls through. It looks like tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? They'll probably start with losers bracket, so it'll be Free, Marcy. Oh no, they'll start with this one. So it'll be tomorrow. It'll be Kells and Method NA, and then the losers bracket will go through. So hopefully Mitt and the boys pull through. That'd be good.
Sure would. It'll be exciting regardless to watch.
I know. Okay, what did we have next here, chillers?
The models, which frankly that's more your territory than mine, but I'll weigh in if I have a point.
So Chili's had the same transmog since the second I saw him in game, like this whole time. But these are some new items in here. Actually, Gary, who's in the chat right now, actually called them out today in Discord. So thanks for that, Gary. This sword looks amazing. Right here. It's a one-handed sword, one-hand fire sword. That's all it's called. It kind of looks like the mythic tier 21 rogue coloration, like the color palette or whatever. It looks really good. I really like it. These like cape tabard things. I don't know how these things have not been in the game since day 1, but I love it. This is great. That's awesome. And then the other thing that popped up on Wowhead like 30 minutes before we started this were these new transmog sets. And maybe Chili will get a new set. But these are all recolorations of past tiers that were data mined, but never put into the game. Like, this mage set looks amazing. This Firehawk set. That's the tier 12 Firelands recolor. That looks awesome. This Warlock set, wicked. Like, all this stuff looks so good. This Tranquil Path stuff, I would use that on my monk in a heartbeat. This stuff looks great.
Well, what's the leather one there? Hang on. Well, it's going to take a minute to catch up. I can just check it myself.
Yeah, I can link it to you too. But there's the cat boy, the furry cat boy transmog from tier 14, Heart of Fear. That one's in there. Chillers. Oh, that's a good one. And then, you know when you're doing Firelands and they've got those Druids of the Flame with like the flame shoulders? They're in there too. It looks so good.
Oh yeah, that does look pretty good. Firekin.
Yeah. This stuff.
I mean, I'm a chicken all the time anyway.
I
so.
know. I know.
The cam needs to be fixed. I don't know what's going on with Discord, but I just saw it. Ymir mentioned it in chat.
Oh, there we go. Is he back? Thanks, Ymir. Let's take a look at the chat here. Sorry, guys, kind of got behind. Where were we? What Cam is trolling. After regionals,
that's not Cam.
I know it's not Cam.
Right.
I know it's not Cam. After regional, 90% still strong. Play correctly. Yeah, you're right. Area 52. Wasn't Gov spamming scamming SPK? I don't know.
He was selling with SPK and he was taking real money on the side. To my understanding, it was something to do with like they sold a run and at the end there was gear, and in exchange for that extra gear, he DM'd a guy and said he would like take PayPal for it. I don't know if that's right or if that's completely off mark, but that's what I heard. I haven't really been in the SPK sales thing. The only thing I know regarding that is they had some beef with the guild because the guild was allegedly like intentionally undercutting them. But we have a segment on Area 52 sales in a bit, and we'll go more on about that then. But that's the only thing I know about that.
Yep. I have no idea. The only person related to SPK that I know is obviously Ratto and Banksy Boy. Banksy sucks. Actually, Banksy's in our A52 gang thing too. He's the little troll. He's a really skinny boy, as you can see by this chin. So anyway, okay, moving on. I think that that essentially covers models here, guys. Can you guys still see this? I don't think so. Here it is. Quick things to go over. This paladin tier looks amazing. I already know which weapon I'm going to mog with that. That looks wicked. That'll make me broke for sure if you have to buy these. But yeah, that's about it. There was a few new models here. Snaky Boys, Danger Boys. But other than that, I think that covers the WoW-wide news for now. Okay, let's see what's next here. So,
let me start this one. Right. Okay. So
Oh, yeah,
Rain
yeah,
of
yeah.
Fire. So we had a situation 2 or 3 weeks ago.
There's the Area 52 news, by the way, guys.
Right. My bad. We are done with the WoW news in general WoW news, and we're going to talk about some points on Area 52.
Yeah.
So to kick it off, a few weeks ago, I think maybe 3, a guild in Area 52, Rain of Fire, had been progging on Argus for several weeks, probably close to 2 months. I don't know their exact dates, but they're progging on Argus for a while, and mysteriously they went to start the raid lockout, and Argus was gone. So upon further inspection, what had happened, they, I believe the guy was still trialing or was a new recruit, wasn't a core part of the guild, still kind of getting used to everything. And as it gets this late into expansion, when you're killing the end boss so late, it gets frustrating.
Yep.
So this guy didn't fit in, was frustrated for one reason or another. He decided, fuck it, I'm going to sell my lockout. So he took their lockout and on reset, went up to, you'll see the clip here, who he went up to, but a very well-known person in Limit, and sold him the lockout. Just traded him. He got traded gold. They got in a party. Guy went in, took the lockout, extended it, got it as his ID. They went and killed it before Rain of Fire raided. And it just goes to show that like people are willing to fuck you. And I guess another point is how archaic the system is.
People are willing to fuck you.
Yeah,
Chillybeef
absolutely.
2018.
People are willing to fuck you all the time, dude. So, but it sucks how broken the system is, how it allows something like that to happen, right? Because like, why should I just worked on this boss forever, right? Like, my guild did. It doesn't matter that I took this long to kill it, whatever. You're gonna fucking take the lockout
Yeah.
because you're new and you're mad and you're pissed off and whatever, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you're gonna go sell it. And it's just as bad that Limit's buying these lockouts. Like, at the end of the day, they're doing what they're gonna do, and they're gonna be allowed to do it because they're Limit and they can get away with whatever the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
They can get fucking permabanned 6 times and come back because they're generating so much revenue for Blizzard. And to an extent, I get that. There are individuals in this game who generate 1,000, 10,000, 15,000 times or percent revenue that most of the casual players who just pay for their weekly subscription do, because they're generating so many WoW tokens with gold sales and all that.
Yep.
And it allows Blizzard to be a little more lenient, whether you're to believe that or not. Blizzard is going to be a little bit more lenient with these people because they're making them bank. But with that said, these people lost their lockout. They had to not only get back and lose that entire week. They had to start the next week over, and it took them 2 or 3 weeks, I think, to reprog up to Argus.
Yeah.
And thankfully, they did get the kill. But when did you say it was?
It was. I was at the wedding Saturday. They got it Saturday night. So roughly 3 weeks. They were having like 2%, 2 or 3% wipes 3 weeks ago. And
before the lockout was stolen, they were right in front of a kill.
Yeah. Should we name the guild? They have the kill now, so I don't think it's really a big deal.
I named them at the beginning.
Oh,
It's
did
Rain
you?
of Fire.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Rain of Fire. I have a really good friend of mine who's Chili's played with, and a lot of our friends have played with, and hearing that sucked, man. But just to echo what Chili said, you really got to be careful of on who you bring into your raid team, right, and do that proper vetting and all that fun stuff, because you don't want to get skamassed out of that. That sucks. And that sucked for them. They had to add an extra raid night. I think they're a 3-night guild already, if I'm not mistaken. I think they raid 9 hours a week. So yeah, that was shitty for them. I'm really happy they got it. They deserve to get it. Hopefully we get it next week. But yeah, you got to. I guess the name of the game is know your raiders and know your team. That's huge.
Absolutely.
I'm going to play the clip for them here, Chili, just so they can see it. If you guys didn't see it. This isn't... this is from another well-known streamer and stuff, but it's not necessarily their fault. They were just, there's a gray area here, and I don't really know my full opinion on it. But
we're just here to report.
We're
what
just
happened,
we're
'cause we
just
have
here to
the-
report. You're right. So I'll show this now. Here it is. Here. It's from Zyronic. Let's turn this down. So it was.
Alright, this is the man suggested.
If it was, if Hitman was telling me, my friend in Rain of Fire, it was a warlock named Actually, I think. He's in the raid group right here. I know this is small. I'll link this in the chat, guys.
Come down here and help me summon.
But yeah, so this is what happened. They lost their lockout. Rain of Fire raids on the weekends. I think this is a Tuesday. They lost their lockout. This is what happened. It was clipped and saw by Rain of Fire, obviously. Rain of Fire's officers tried to take this to Blizzard, and they just essentially said, sucks. So yeah, again, that was shitty. Here's the link, guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's just take a look at chat here. Chili thoughts on... So captured 333. Here, Chili's thoughts on Toast. Let's go, baby. Saturdays are for the boys.
Saturdays were definitely for the boys back in the day. Yep.
Actively? Oh, not actually. It's actively. You're right, Rat. It is actively. It was him, I think, that took it. I don't know if he's still on server. I have no idea. Never heard of the guy. But yeah. No, we're not gonna bash anyone on here. Not yet, anyway. That was a joke.
Capt is in Toast, by the way.
Oh, is he in Toast? Oh.
Yeah, Cap's a Toast homie from back in the day. We're gonna Capt. We're gonna take this slow, but we will discuss Toast, and we'd like to have Cooper on as a guest at some point. But we're gonna get to that, just so you know, because going forward. But
yeah. Toast is for those that don't know, they're a pretty big guild. You guys all should know because this is an Area 52 thing, really. But Toast is huge, and I remember hearing about Toast for the first time, being like, how is that stay organized? So hopefully we can learn a little bit more about them and what I Heal Drunk does. So yeah. Okay. Next on the docket, we have Argus sales. End of the expansion.
Good time to sell.
Good time to sell. I must say, we have some veteran sellers in the chat here right now, and in the inn, as you guys can see. I'm fairly new to this selling thing. I've never really done it. Usually by this time, I'm just re-clearing stuff and hanging out. But I'll let you talk about it, Chili. But the WoW tokens have gone up. The selling is getting a little bit competitive. SPK, by the way. Yeah.
Not in their own accord though. So. We'll start in regards to Area 52. So sales in Area 52. I participated in some. Actually, well, I didn't really participate in sales in Wet Boys. I never took a dime for any of the sales I ever attended. I just went there for a weekly heroic. But we had been selling weekly heroic or personal loot for a while. And
sorry to interrupt you, Chili. Captured said he's in Discord right now with I Heal Drunk, and he said he would be down to chat sometimes. So
that's great. Once we get the whole guest speaker set up, we're probably going to do another guest next week.
Yeah.
But definitely we'll be in contact about that because I'd like to chat with him about a few things.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Send him a link, Cap, to this or whatever. I think he's seen me around trade chat before. Krungey, tell him to whisper me or something. Him Sarka. How often are you guys doing these? How often are these going to happen? I'm new to Area 52. This is pretty cool. This is the first one. We just thought of this. Yep. I think we should do it weekly, Chili. I think that's good enough. Yeah, we'll try to do it as much as possible. If you guys like it, that's cool. We had a not running personal loot in Prague. What the fuck? Somaloria? Are you talking about BFA? That's the thing, right, Chili? Only personal loot?
For BFA, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if he was referring to what I said about doing personal loot sales with Wet Boys, but we didn't prog heroic. We walked in and, like everybody, and we just cleared heroic the first shot, and the next week was for mythic. But we did weekly heroic clears, and I think we did do a few on master loot so we could get tier pieces, but we moved on to personal loot to sell them just to bring in a mill every week or whatever it was back then for a full clear.
Yeah.
But so about sales. I had participated in them with Wet Boys, just being there because we did weekly clears, and I was just there for my weekly clear, but I never took gold for it.
Yeah.
Maybe once or twice I did. But with that said, we've recently started sales, AOTC sales, just Argus, and I don't know. I know people have mixed feelings about this and how it works and everything, but the way I see it, there's content that's locked behind raid achievements, and not everybody is capable or willing to do these raid achievements. And I think Blizzard knows what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard is doing this because they know how much revenue it generates via WoW tokens because of the nature of how people do these sales.
Yep.
Because they're often buying or selling on off servers because there's not competition there, and they organize it in a very straightforward way.
Yep.
So people are competing over each other, and Blizzard knows this, and they will put things that players who don't play at a high level will want, and they can't achieve on their own. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. If these people decide they want to do it and pay gold for it, they might wait for their price. They might wait till people are giving it away for free because that's something we're going to do too, is be giving away free runs. I've already been doing it in my own stream.
Yeah, for
people
sure.
Have come and hung out, but we did this sales group exclusively so we could move our new guild to A52 because we found a guild just by chance. We wanted to finish the tier with them because Wet Boys kind of crashed and burned very sadly and unfortunately. But
R.I.P.
Rest in peace, Wet Boys, and all the old squad.
The best guild I never joined. Yeah.
You backed out at the right time.
I know.
But so someone whispered me and said, not being a Frost DK named Chillybeef is a lie. I go back to before when DKs existed. That's when this name was made. But continuing, sales have had ups and downs in terms of what what your stance is on them, right? So right now people are giving away services, or they're selling services that a lot of people disagree with. But I think everybody wins. Blizzard wins, so they let them happen.
Yeah.
The players who are selling them wins, so they're getting their gold for whatever they want to do it for, unless they're selling them for real money, in which case, I can't
shame
speak
on
for
you
about you. And the buyers who choose to do this win because they likely were never going to get it on their own, and that's fine. And I fucking win because I have fun doing it. Even if I don't make a lot of money, I have a lot of fun doing it because doing content like in an awkward, weird way is often fun to me. But
yep.
Regardless, the point of this discussion is to talk about how these affect Area 52, right? So right now, if you look at Area 52 trade chat right now, let me scroll down. We got selling Mythic 15, selling Heroic Argus, selling Mythic 15. It's just full of people selling, and when it gets like this, it can be quite annoying. I understand that as the casual gamer. Yeah. So, the competition here is the biggest thing. I think for the seller, you guys need to respect each other's prices, because if say we're going to use SPK as an example because I know specifically this happening, but say SPK has a set price and you know what they're selling for. You as a group, if you're getting into this new, you might be inclined to say, well, we should just charge less to take all their buyers from them. Doing that, you lose and they lose. They lose buyers. You lose by you're lowering your own prices. You're taking less. You're trending the market down.
Yep.
And everybody loses. These people at the top end of these sales groups are going to be pissed at you. You will, in hindsight, be pissed at yourself. And it's just an unfortunate situation for everybody. And I understand that these new groups they feel like they can't go in and charge what SPK is charging because SPK has a reputation of being a very well-established sales. Just the players have a reputation of being very well-established in the sales community.
Yep.
And I get that they feel like they need to have that competition, but you don't need to half their price for a full clear. You're gimping yourself and you're gimping them, and it's going to make everybody pissed off. And people are still going to re-at you because they're casuals and they think that you doing gold sales is ruining the game. So nobody wins.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like I said, fairly new to the sale thing. Kind of just do it with you guys, and Ret Pallies are good for it. I like seeing the discussion in the chat here. It's kind of cool. Bragg says it's called free market, brother. Yeah, free market. I get that, but there isn't going to be a market if you crash it. So,
Exactly.
yeah,
You're
for sure.
Fucking yourself in the long run.
For sure. Really quick before we add on here, Capped says, posted your guys streaming Toast General. This is actually legit. You're cool, Krungey, Chillybeef. You've always been a homie. Thanks, Cap. That means a lot, man. Hopefully,
Appreciate it.
maybe we can get some Toast dudes in here sooner than we thought. Yeah. I don't see any issues with the selling thing, and I never really have. I don't think, when I was actually the only time I've ever really bought a run was actually from Rat for Kill Jaden when I was switching mains to my mage, and I couldn't get in any groups obviously because my mage was a boosted boy, and that's how I first met Rat. So I don't think it's a bad thing if you complain about the spam in chat, then just move trade to a different window. You're probably not spending a whole bunch of time in trade chat anyway. I don't think it's a bad thing. I think people ringing about that stuff is super dumb. This is all.
And just a heads up: if you spam report someone who's putting their sales information in chat, they're gonna get it revoked basically instantly because they know the rules. They know they're not breaking the rules, and they know how to get around you abusing the report system to get them silenced. And it happens all the time. We see it every single day. People get spam reported, and that goes for other groups spam reporting to get you off their server. It might work for the dumb sales groups who don't know how to get themselves on silence when someone wrongfully reports them.
Yep.
But not anybody who has the link and knows how to do this thing. It just doesn't. There's no sense. And I know it's just a right click in the thing and whatever, you're trying to be competitive, but just we have a mentality of don't fuck anybody. If we're less willing to advertise over someone who's already established in sales than we are to just go to a new server and take gold there. That's how we feel about it. And we're really big on not fucking your own salespeople. If accidents happen, but for the most part, the thing that we try to enforce is that people are not going to be giving away their sales for a cut to their own friends. If they get an extra person and you're willing to give it up, don't be sitting there taking a cut for it. Just you give it away. Just it's all about helping your friends, or if you want to look at it as helping the people who are buying. I know some people might disagree with that perspective, but
yeah.
We just try to run like a friendly community of salespeople, and that's how we do it. Yeah,
for sure. Couldn't agree more. I think the honor among thieves thing goes a long way, and I think it should stay that way. Grief says Chili is senpai. Notice me. Do you know Grief, Chili?
I know Grief, and I'm glad Grief is here. I respect that. Man.
Hi, Kadeen. Kadeen, thanks for joining in. Ishkagal. That name looks really familiar, but thanks for the follow, guys. Really quickly before we move on, this has been awesome. I really didn't think we would have 40 viewers in here roughly. Active chat. This is great, guys. This is literally the first time we've done this. I hope the trade chat isn't too annoying, but I'm gonna keep spamming it. Thanks for joining. This is great. Come in here and air out your stuff. What's going on here? Let's see this. Look at all these people out here. We got toast homies. We got everyone here. That's awesome. What's going on, guys?
So those of you who might be wondering about future podcasts, the way we're going to do this is we're going to split. So every other week we're going to switch who hosts the podcast. So this week Krungey kicked things off since he did a lot of research and put a lot of effort into finding out how we can do this and how to set it up and everything. And then next week I'll take over and we'll do the same exact thing, but it'll be from twitch.tv/chillybeef. We both have we both have affiliates, so we have permissions and I don't know if you've set up your emote yet, but I have an emote over there, and we'll have a good time. Just keep in mind that the next time it will be at my Twitch, and it'll alternate every week.
Yeah,
that's how we'll go on from here.
So I'm gonna put Chili's Twitch in the chat here. So we will alternate it. I really don't know how. We chatted about this a bit, Chili. I don't know how we both could stream this. I think this is a better plan anyway. We get one consolidated chat. It's a lot better. Yeah. Does Chili know Gary? Yeah, Gary, he does.
What up, Gary?
Yeah. Did I get your name right, Ishkal? That's great. We got a random thought from him, Sarka. Random thought, but any ideas on having class-based casts where you have a prolific member of the community for a random class?
I like that idea.
That's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea at all, and yeah, we could definitely do something like that.
Silver Cock, thanks for this Twitch Prime sub. That's the best thing ever. I don't even think you're following, but you subbed, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, a class-based thing. That's interesting. I'm just trying to think. Area 52. Chili, off the top of your head, big streamers, parsers, whatever.
Do you want me to do big streamers who are parsers, or do you individually? I have one name in mind.
I was I think class idea, it might be tough to chat about that and base maybe a whole cast over one class, especially if Chili or I haven't played it. But it could be a good thing. Anyway, we could do that. Silvercock, what do you think of up and coming guilds like Thief?
I have seen you guys post and trade, and
Yeah.
In terms of up and coming guilds, guys, and this is true to the core of how this game works and how I feel about it. The way this game works, you get a bunch of people together who are having fun and just are generally versed in what they're doing.
Yep.
And they put the time and effort in, and they will come out of nowhere. There have been guilds this tier who have come out of absolutely nowhere and just nabbed the cutting edge like nothing. And I know cutting edge is like this tier. It's like the skill ceiling of that is a lot lower than some of the other tiers that we've had, but like that's a good thing. It's a good thing that people can come out of nowhere. And Thief, you guys, I don't know like what your guys' plans are for going forward, but if we see you performing in BFA, I am lit for that. I'm lit for anybody who's trying to game next expansion and wants to game with the homies. So thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, I think more guilds on server is great. Another guild called Adept came back. It's Hi, I'm Sarka. Oh my fucking god.
Up and coming guilds like Toast 4, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
up and coming guilds. Grats SBK. I was whispering Truest when that Grats SBK meme happened, and I remember I remember whispering him and being like, "But you guys didn't kill it. Why do they say Grats?" Anyway, Thief. Some people are saying Thief are undercutters. I don't know anything about that, but selling full clears for 100k seems stupid in my opinion. But
if they're selling full clears for 100k, you're just fucking yourself. But that's your choice to fuck yourself and everybody else with you.
Yeah, that's dumb. Meowington Gaming, thanks for the follow. BJammin34, thanks for the follow. We're almost at 60 viewers in the chat. That's a personal high for me. Thanks, guys. That's great. Hopefully we can get more next week. Wicked. That's awesome. Cooper Ivan.
Hey, what up, buddy?
Thanks for the
Nice
sub
to see you
with
here.
Twitch Prime. That's awesome. Thanks, man. That's like Cooper, right?
Yeah. I'm glad, by the way, that you guys are coming out and hanging out and just like, because that's what it's about. Like, we're not trying to, like, we don't have any hidden agendas here. Even to some of those who maybe I have some history with, because I like Krungey's been on the server for a while, but I don't think he's been around around town like I have.
I've always kind of stayed in like my real life friends guilds or groups, right? So yeah, sorry to interrupt.
But with that said, we've had a lot of interactions with people on the server. I have, especially throughout this entire expansion and before this expansion.
Yeah.
And we've had good and bad runs with people, and right now I don't give a shit about any of that. If you're a homie and you're coming in chat, you're a fucking homie. So appreciate seeing you in particular here, Cooper.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Cooper. Cooper says thinks it's a great idea. Keep it up. Yeah, man, for sure. We want to. I don't know what Cap said, but we definitely want to get you on here for a chat.
DNO's not dead, buddy. Come on.
DNO is that. Truest is one of my frequent Tinder friends. Okay, interesting.
Oh, cool. Is Truist as handsome off screen as he is on? And another question: did you get the shit? Does he have the oregano for me? Because we talked about this. I haven't heard back from him.
That's funny. Phaladin, get your boy in the raid. INV, please.
I thought I suggested him, didn't I?
Yeah, we'll get you in there, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw my. I don't know if you want to do this too, Chili. I'm gonna throw my real ID here in the chat. If you guys want to add me, go ahead, Chili, whatever.
Absolutely.
We'll throw the links and stuff for the raids. The follow button is going bananas right now. Let me get caught up really quick. Media Shaw, you're in SBK. I think I've seen you spam and trade chat. Thanks for the follow. Grief, thanks for the follow. JK Young 94, thank you. Kadeen, and Jared DC 131311311313. Thank you very much for the follow, guys. That's awesome.
I like the name, nice and brief.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I think that covers Area 52 for now. Next we have some BFA stuff, and then I think we can probably get into like a free 15 giveaway or something like that. So BFA, the first thing that I wanted to bring up for that was the worldwide global release. And what I mean by that is all continents or all servers going online at the same time. I'm not sure if that's to help with races to 120 or what if EU's always just complain that they're always second in everything, what that's all about. But My initial opinion is like,
yeah.
is that going to be Warlords of Draenor all over again? Like, what is going on there?
Well, see, so I don't know this for sure about the login servers, but the game servers are regional. So anything to do with EU and even other servers aren't they're not going to experience the load in a direct sense from everything going live at once. So say, for example, let's think of a theoretical world where Area 52 goes up on BFA at a different time than, say, I don't know, like a West Coast based server. I don't know where Area 52 is physically. I believe it's in New York or somewhere. There's a server farm, I believe, on the East Coast where Area 52 is. But so let's say theoretically they went up on different times. I don't believe that the world servers would experience load directly, but if it requires man hours to service these servers when they're having issues, they have to split the man hours up. So if they don't have enough man hours to deal with all, because they would put all of their effort into dealing with US when it goes live, and then the next day they can deal with EU.
Yeah.
This way that everyone's split. But with that said, Legion was such a great launch compared, technically speaking, like in terms of the actual performance, was such a great launch compared to Warlords that if that stays, I don't think this is going to affect it in such a negative way that we're going to have issues. So we'll see.
Yeah. Well, I remember trying to log in for WAD, and that was a nightmare.
8 hours I sat in queue one time.
It was ridiculous. Shapingas, stop spamming that follow button. Thanks for following, but stop. Norps, thanks. And Viral, Suki, thank you. And Breadgrave. Yeah, I don't know. That was crazy, that WAD release. I had some friends switch off Area 52 to level and then switch back onto it. So I hope that doesn't happen again. I can't really remember Legion launch. I don't think it was that bad.
It was very, very clean from what I remember.
Okay.
I don't remember any issues whatsoever. I remember maybe some short queues getting back in, but my leveling experience was interrupted only by the fact that I needed to sleep, unlike Bunny, who the one thing I remember from leveling, and I didn't really know a lot of, like, I didn't have the ins like I do now with people in Area 52.
Yeah.
But at the time I knew Bunny, and I checked up on Bunny, and I remember Bunny was like, didn't sleep, and he was way the fuck ahead of me. So that's the only thing I remember, but I don't remember queues and a bad launch.
Gotcha. 1 second. I'm going to mute these, see if I can mute these alerts, because it's getting crazy apparently, from Sarka in the chat. Thanks for the follows, guys, but we got to hear Chili's sweet, sweet voice. Oh my god, look at Dalaran.
Yeah, it's popping, dude.
What is
I love all you guys.
Yeah, you guys are awesome, man. This is great.
This is nothing like what we expected. We thought we were going to have our friends in here and just hang out and have a good time, which is all we ever wanted, and that's all we ever expected, but you guys are making this great, and I love it.
This is sick. This is awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for popping in. This is great. Moving on here to our next topic really quick. It's that time of the expansion chillers where people are kind of starting to consider if they're going to reroll, change classes, what have you, whatever. And I hear it a lot in Discord, especially your guild's Discord and even ours, where everyone's kind of minorly stressing over what classes are feeling like right now on beta and all that stuff. So I think the main thing that I wanted to talk about here was, Chili, I know you're going Boomkin, but your thoughts on choosing a main at this point of the expansion and what to really consider and what to keep in mind for what's going forward in terms of tuning and balancing, and not to get too caught up in the hoopla of the Discords or the Reddits saying, hey, Ret Pally feels awful, blah, 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 blah. So, yeah. What do you think?
So from my perspective, I got a pretty early alpha access. I know a lot of people got alpha and beta access, which I'm glad. I'm glad that a lot of people got alpha and beta access. It's given people more opportunities to feel stuff out and feel like they're included in something. But specifically, having a really early alpha allowed me to level when shit wasn't even made yet, and when Boomkin was busted. And coming from my side. Mm-hmm. I went from the worst feeling Boomkin I've ever played in early beta to something that I think has potential and is interesting. I think the Boomkin changes were very well thought out. There were I think they were probably the first blue post I saw where someone made a really long, detailed list of suggestions, and a dev answered it and agreed with the points and went over them, and they actually implemented it. So I'm glad in that regard. I don't know how Boomkin's going to perform. Frankly, I don't really care because I'm always going to play Boomkin. But with that said, even beyond that, people that are stressing right now whether or not their spec's going to be good or if it's going to be the best in raid.
Yeah,
I get that if you're pushing the top end of content. I really do. And that's a thing that you're going to have to think about if you're going to have to, do split raids. Yeah, those probably won't work, to be honest, with fucking personally. But that's a whole different discussion. But people who did split raids and everything, have to worry about this sort of thing. What are they going to bring? Is my spec going to be good? If it's not, what am I going to have to switch for? I'm not a player who has to deal with that because I like to get cutting edge, but I like to do it on a relaxed schedule. And I like my progression to be a personal thing, not where I have to always be like, everyone in the guild. I just want to relax and have a good time. And if I want to get 99s, I can work on that on my own accord.
Yeah, 99s.
But they're fun. So with that said, right now, the way specs are behaving on the beta and they had through the alpha are not a good indicator of what's going to be good in raid. Even how the specs are behaving at the beginning of the expansion, there's going to be a huge spike in changes and Blizzard's going to look into how they behave in raid because they don't know yet.
Yeah.
It takes everybody getting in there and testing it out and people complaining and people finding out things for Blizzard to do stuff. So right now, if you even at the beginning on I also got my CE on a 2-night 6-hour week schedule. Do you know what your US rank was? I'd be interested to know because I feel like we did pretty well on a low schedule. With that said, if you are going to change your spec early on, if you're thinking about it, because it's not performing well in the first raid, I suggest you stick around longer than you may have otherwise because these specs are going to be rebalanced and moved around and stuff. And it's better for you to stick in a role where you can get really good at it and get really well practiced in it than it is to jump to one that's good right now. You may perform better in the short term, but in the long term, like me, where I have 217 days logged in at 110, I have so much experience with balance through the changes that it's inevitable that I'm going to play well because I just know it in and out. Yep. I have an unfair advantage that I know the spec, have so many hours on it, more than basically anybody I'm competing against, that it allows me to do well. So I suggest those of you who are on the fence about your spec, worried about it in BFA, unless it's completely preventing you from raiding because it's that bad, just stick with it. You will see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you will be a better player in your role for doing that.
Yeah, definitely agree. I'm trying to think back to Legion and think what classes were like that.
People switching to Outlaw Rogue because it was broken.
Yeah.
See where that comes from. I mean, if you're the type of player who can just jump into a spec and you're a god at it, I know players are like that. I know some personally who are like that. But, not everybody's like that. And I think some of those players would even be better off just sticking in their role.
Yeah.
That you guys did pretty good. You guys must have been some of the first 6-hour guilds to get it.
I missed that. What was that?
He got the guy Somaloria in chat got US 179 on a 6-hour schedule. We had an unfortunate strat in phase 3, which I, in the long term, am glad we did because I didn't personally want to work on it the other way. But we did a second chain suicide, which I think kind of prolonged our progression. Also, we had kill pools as early as 260 wipes in, and they could have been kill pools then. We ended up getting it to 320 pools.
320.
So I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
I don't know how that stacks up against other people, but I know a lot of people have talked about having 600, 700, 800 pulls and not killing it.
Yeah.
So.
Ugh, I know.
I know. Must suck, right?
I know.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah.
But I honestly like my environment being just chill with friends, and I'm sure your guild has a great environment, but I just like relaxed people, and I'm comfortable with the people I'm with. I've never really been one to try to push ranks, even in the casual bracket.
Yep.
I just want to get in there and and have fun in the however many hours I'm raiding. That's how I'll always be.
Yeah, and I think that's always kind of been the goal, especially when I started in a Wrath and it was just a friends thing. But I didn't even think I wanted to Mythic Raid this expansion. I thought I just wanted to be a normie and do heroic and do that. But I like the competitive setting in that friendly environment, if that makes sense. And I think that's why Chili, you and I play a bunch together, and I think that's why our two respective guilds get along so well.
And you know what? I think you can get as competitive as you want with how logs work now. With I agree with you, Somalaria.
Yeah, you are right.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah, I think raid schedule is so important, and people comparing. I had someone from a guild who has been not necessarily brought up directly, but has been involved in the discussion so far tonight. I had a person from that guild Whisper Me and Flame Me because they had CE like 6 days ahead of me, and they rated 9 hours for the entire tier. We rated 6 hours. So
Yeah.
it's night and day comparison. We spent less pulls on the bosses. We played better, and I was still getting flamed for my kill date. And I think racing and kill dates is an important thing to think about, but you also have to weigh in the factor of raid time because, at the end of the day, if we did the same exact thing, but we were in there 3 times as much as we were, like some guilds.
Yeah.
Some guilds have an over 20-hour schedule.
For
we were in there
sure.
3 times as much. We would have fucking done way better. We would have ranked like top 50 or whatever. Yeah, it's night and day. You can't compare the two. And I think as long as people are aware of that, you can still you can still look at your favorite guilds and all that. But just keep that in mind when you're thinking about someone's ability. And get back to my point, just to finish off real quick. I think you can have as much competitiveness as you will ever need with how Warcraft Logs works, as long as you're smart about it and you're not being a stupid parse monkey. If you know what kind of damage or healing or whatever role you're playing, if you know what matters in terms of performing as a player, and you do that to the max and you do well on your parse sheet, you're being a good player.
Yeah.
And you can get an infinite amount of competitiveness there no matter what guild you're in. What guild is Burrito J in? Do we know what guild he's in?
Not sure.
That guy's a fucking nut. And I don't think he's in a really high ranking guild. I could be wrong about that. I'm not sure. I remember seeing him in just like a regular ass guild, and he's like out there getting 100s on everything.
Wow.
So,
Yeah, I think I totally agree, Chili, and even to extend that to Mythic Plus, obviously that's going to be a whole new, it was a new beast in Legion. I think it'll be even bigger in BFA, which I'm super excited for. And Raider.io gives you that competitive notion as well. If you can't do all those raid nights and you want to kind of switch up the content, because Chili, you and I have friends who have joined big guilds that raid a lot, and a lot of them aren't even playing right now, and they're not even playing. And burnout is huge this time of the expansion, and especially at the start of expansions too, because the race and if you feel like you're getting behind. But yeah, so
that killed Wet Boys, frankly. I think we burned ourselves out by not playing as well as we expected, and just tensions that built up over different camps over time. But I think a big blow to it was that we weren't performing as well as we went in there hoping we would do X, and we undershot X, and that pissed everyone else off more. So people who were already pissed off at each other were getting pissed off more, and then it just kind of shattered from there.
Yeah.
And that's just the unfortunate truth. And that's not even rating too much. That's just the frustrations of rating, but those can be amplified by, really high rating hours.
Yeah.
Friends of ours who have been active the entire expansion without stopping went and joined a 16-hour-a-week guild, and they're done. They finished it. They stopped playing after like a month of that. They couldn't take it.
Yeah.
And that's why I had invites. I was going to join BNO. And I chose not to because I had friends there, and they extended me an offer to join it. But I didn't join it because I knew I didn't want to do those hours. I knew that it would burn me out. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, totally. Couldn't agree more. Okay, moving forward here, Chile. I don't think we really had much left on the docket. I drank a lot of water and a full Tim Hortons coffee, so I'm gonna go take a piss. I'll let you commandeer the chat for 35 seconds, and let's just get any questions in chat. We'll leave this open forum right now. Answer questions, topics, and then I think we'll move into we'll do some form of roll off or something for either a free Argus kill or a free plus 15. I realize a lot of you guys in here probably do 15s, but if you have an alt, whatever, just want a game or get an Argus kill, we can set that up. Yeah, chat, open up, and I'll be right back.
All right. Regarding the giveaways, what we're probably going to do when we do these giveaways is just do one roll. And I don't know how often we're going to do them or how many. It depends on how this gets. But we're going to do a roll. We don't have the giveaway set up on Twitch yet, so we're going to do a roll in chat when Krungey gives the okay to do it. But whoever wins the roll will get their choice of a 15 for the week or an Argus kill for the week. And we'll go from there. That's the idea for the giveaways. I also do giveaways at my stream. We should be streaming sales throughout the weekend. We're going to sell tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday. Krungey does not stream the sales. We both stream our raids. They're progging on Argus. Krungey's raiding with some friends right now on free Argus kill for the giveaway. Absolutely. Krungey's raiding with friends in a guild that's progging on Argus. So he streams that. I stream our reclears, which just consists of Garathi, Ag, and Argus. So it's like a 60-minute stream. But I try to keep up with my stream content by doing the sales. Every once in a while, I'll do some Mythic Plus stuff. But yeah, the giveaways will be your choice of a free Mythic Plus carry or a free Argus kill for the week. So that'll be fun. Welcome back, Krungey.
Yeah. Did he violate you, chat? Are you guys okay?
I tried.
We got
I didn't-
young
I didn't
Hoser
allow.
still in here.
Yeah,
Young Hoser.
Hoser's gaming.
Yo, one in the chat if you guys are Canadian. One in the chat.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on, dude. Canucks. Yeah, Hosers. Let's relax here a little bit. Yeah. So, what? Okay, new gun, viral, twos. Shout out to my boy Hoser. You're a Hoser, eh?
I can totally relate to all this because I'm Canadian. Just kidding.
Yeah, he is.
I live in. By the way, I didn't talk about this when I introduced myself, but I live in Southwest Florida and I build guitars for a living. I'm living right now in my shop. I'm not living here, but like sleeping here. But this is where my setup is. You can see the guitar parts strewn about, and Kyle went into where he lives, so I thought I'd just add that.
Yeah.
Over here, I have many more guitars. Some in the corner that I'm selling. My '73 Les Paul, a Strat I made, a 5150. I'm making that one over there for my buddy, but it's a little bit of my background.
They're so pretty.
Even the fucked up ones.
Yeah, for those who missed it, I live in Toronto, Ontario, right downtown. That's not in the U.S. I'm moving, so my place
Contrary
is...
to popular belief.
Yeah, I'm moving. My place is a mess. Fun fact about my background, I played a lot of hockey growing up. Played junior A hockey. Not that you guys will know what that is, but fairly high level of hockey in Canada. I was a goalie. And yeah, a little bit more about me. So,
I like it.
so as the podcast kind of schedule winds down here, we've kind of touched on everything we wanted. The only thing left is really the free giveaway. The Argus Kill is not tonight. We do them Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday from 8 p.m. server time, so that's Eastern Standard Time, to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we do them. So if you want to choose the Argus Kill as opposed to the plus 15 carry, we'll just schedule in. We have spreadsheets and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I think that's essentially it. I'm gonna leave this raid group, Chili, and I'm gonna create a different. I hope I don't get sharded from you guys. I'm gonna create a new group. We'll go custom start group, Krungey, Chillybeef, Chili Beefy, stream giveaway. All right, let's do that. Minimum item level 800. Let's group. Sign up for that, and then we're gonna do a roll Asmongold style, and roll off the kill. So sign up for that if you guys are interested. If not, that's okay. But if you are, go for it. Go for it. So, yeah, I think this was a lot of fun, Chili. I think
it was a major success, and I appreciate everybody who came out. Also, very hyped about the potential future guest host in the GM of Toast, the largest guild on Area 52, and one of the largest guilds in the game, to my understanding.
Has to be one of the biggest ones.
I know that there's one that's like across 7 or 8 guilds. I don't know if they're all maxed, but Toast is essentially maxed across 3 to 4. I think there's somewhere in the 3,000 to 4,000 range.
That's wild, man.
It's a lot of people, and it's going to be a very interesting perspective to hear from someone who has to manage 16 raid teams or whatever it is, and all those people. And we've had some history in that camp. We knew some people in one of the teams, and have kind of been in and out a little. By myself and my group, that is. I don't think Krungey was around for that time period, but so we've seen a little bit of it. But it'd be nice to talk to the man himself because we haven't had direct one-to-one about this ever, and I think this is a good forum to do it.
For sure. I guess Active was actively. I'm not sure if this is the same person, but I think Rat said that actively was in here. So maybe a little controversial thing. We could maybe get actively in here to hear his side. I don't know. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it's not. We'll talk about it. But yeah. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for joining in. We'll do the giveaway here, and then we'll kind of start to sign off and hear your guys' feedback. I'm gonna repost my real ID into the Twitch chat. I'll just do that. Chili, you do that too. If anyone has any suggestions, thoughts, feedback, please add us and let us know. Future guests interested if you want to come chat. Sure, we're all for that. We're all about community here, and we're trying to kind of create again that open forum where we all can hang out late night after dark Area 52 and start hanging out and chatting with each other. Okay, let's see how many people we got in this group for the giveaway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15, let's do this. This is good. So roll 1, 2, 15.
Yeah,
15.
while you guys are doing that, it sounds like you're picking right now. I think something, and I want to get chat's perspective on this. I think for the future, what we should do at some point is we should set aside a slot. I know this was kind of off the cuff. We kind of had a script of what we're going to talk about, at least in the order of things we're going to talk about.
Mhm.
But I think we should leave a slot open where for a certain amount of time, we'll field just questions from chat. And it won't be at the end. It'll be sometime in the middle where we'll field questions from chat. They'll give us direct questions, and it just only during that time we'll answer questions.
Yeah,
so
for
it'll
sure.
it'll give a good reason for people to think about what they're going to ask during it instead of just kind of throwing questions out, and we'll address them, addressing them as they come in. We'll set aside a time. I think that'll be a good way to do it, just to fill in the gaps. Because right now, we also have to find a slot for where we're going to put our interview guest. The interview guest isn't going to be there the whole time, most likely. We'll do our opening. We'll talk about this. We'll have them on. Then we'll talk about that, and then close. So but the main point for expressing this right now is if you guys have suggestions on the format, being in the first one and witnessing it, definitely let us know, because this was fun, and I'm hoping we can keep improving on the format.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So thanks a lot, guys. Cap, you actually won, so throw me a message. I know you're probably more than capable of doing both of those things by yourself. Throw me or Chili a message. We'll set you up. Before we fully sign off, Jay Brewski, Mystic Shadow 91, McPhail, my GM. Thanks for the follows, guys. Jamie Links, New Gun, and for the subs, follows, the message being active in here. Thanks, guys. That was awesome. Again, feel free to add us at all. Give us some suggestions.
And for all of you who followed, who want to watch this next week, definitely follow that link posted in chat, and
Definitely.
you will see it live. And if you missed that, Krungey will be hosting the stream when it goes up.
Yeah, so if you're following this, you have those notifications on. I'll be hosting Chili. Click that chat. All the chat will be focused in Chili's chat, and we'll go from there. So, thanks everyone. We're gonna sign off here. Yeah, that was great. Take care, Chili. I'll talk to you in like 2 seconds. Goodbye.
Sometime in the future.
See you later, guys.